ChatterBox. You already know how we do it over here. ChatterBox is a show about lifestyle, trend, fashion, food, movie, you name it. We are here to bring you the juice. And of course, I'm Victoria. I was about to say I'm Lydia, but I'm not Lydia, of course. I'm Victoria.
And
like me. We have Lydia here. And I'm sure you're wondering, who is this very pretty girl? Who is this girl? But I'm gonna introduce her now. Our special guest, is somebody are women Timber and Caliber women? Do we say women are women of Timber and Caliber? Beautiful Timber and Caliber. A media girl. Anytime I say a media girl, a beautiful girl, a scholar in all spheres of life.
My God, if you hear this girl talk,
a Gen Z body. Somebody who is beautiful in and out. It's not just beauty without brain. It's BB. Beauty with brains.
My God.
I'm sure you're wondering who is
the complete package.
Who is this person? And of course, drum roll please. We have Ayo, that girl host in the house. Very nice to meet you. Very nice to have you on our show. Please, in case I've not introduced you the way I'm supposed to introduce you, introduce yourself all over again.
Okay, hi viewers. My name is Ayo, that girl host, and I'm so happy to be here today.
Obviously.
Okay, and today we have something very interesting. That's why you have to bring a Gen Z girl. When we say a Gen Z girl, we know her, and like in every aspect of her life, Gen Z is there. They have infused Gen Z in it. She's one of the Gen Zs that don't deny that they are Gen Zs. She's one of the Gen Zs that embraces all about Gen Z. And today we're talking about something very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. And it is fun facts about Gen Z.
Well, before we dive into that, each time people talk about Gen Z, there is this particular, I don't know, should I say, name tag that they give to them as who that are so abusive, who that are so snobbish.
There's this school of thoughts about Gen Z.
My dear, first off, Gen Z is a generational name, right? Generation Z, Gen Z. And Gen Z is a name given to generation of people between 1997 to 2012.
Yes.
Meaning that people that were born 1997 till 2012 are considered as Gen Z. That means people that are in their late 20s now are still Gen Zs. People that are in their early 20s are still Gen Zs. So the youngest of all Gen Zs are those in the age of 12 or at the age of 12, pardon. So Gen Z, please note, is not a name for, to just consider those that are snobbish or please. It's just a generational name.
Yes, and you see some people that are 27 and they say, oh, this Gen Z.
Like, really?
They're also part of us. Like Gen Z too. Gen Z. So we're going to give our guests, our question for today is, what is the most ridiculous thing you've heard about Generation Z?
Exactly.
That is not true.
Okay. I believe what Lydia said earlier about, it's like Gen Z is like an adjective. They've turned into an adjective of somebody that is rude, somebody that is, nonchalant, snobbish and stuff like that, and especially lazy too. So basically, I've had people, especially online, because I think people tend to insult you or abuse you online, not physically, not to your face. So whenever you see something that is very bad, right, or you see young parents, they're like, okay, doing something that is uncalled for to the kids, and be like, all these Gen Z parents, all these Gen Z people, come on. If you are 20, you're still Gen Z.
At the end of
so I believe that, putting us in a box that, if you're a Gen Z, you're rude. If you're a Gen Z, you have this bad attitude. I feel like it's really bad, to be very honest. It's wrong. It's wrong. We are respectful. It's a personal thing. If you see anybody that is rude, that's them, not everybody.
You have to attribute that person.
I know people are quick to associate Gen Z with like all the negative things.
Yeah.
Like now, if something's happening, like I'm having a conversation with my friend and something negative happens, and it's just that's how the Gen Z children used to do. I'm like, it's not about the Gen Z.
And who are your children?
Who
The Gen Zs are also parents. Who are your children?
Like, it's just,
So I'm like,
just
it's not
crazy.
a general thing. It's not a Generation Z thing. It's just the person and how it happens.
It depends on the individual.
Exactly. So also, our special guest.
Yes.
Tell me one fact about Gen Z.
Just one.
Okay, tell me two.
Okay.
Something that'll blow our mind.
Oh, okay. So basically, if you ask me, one fact about the Gen Z, the Generation Z, is that they are go-getters. To be very honest, if we look at the people out there, the tech savvy people, the content creators, these people, they will go extra mile just to prove a point, just to show that they know how to do this thing. And another thing is that they are very trendy. Gen Z people are very trendy.
Yeah.
That means if there is a new thing, they're not like I won't say me. I don't want to categorize. I don't want to, we are blaming them. We are blaming the older generation for something. I don't want to be in that shoe. I don't want to say, okay, the millennials, the Gen Ys. So I don't want to say that they always like put us in a box. I don't want to put them in a box. Unlike them, we tend to be trendy. We tend to, when there's a new thing, we tend to learn. We always, we are willing to learn. Any new thing we want to learn, we want to know what's going on, what's the happenings and stuff like that.
That's
okay. I think for me, one thing I see is that Generation Z has seen what it was like for the millennials and have decided to do things differently.
Yes.
From a Gen Z angle, although sometimes I don't associate myself with Gen Z. Why? Why? It's not because before she will eat me. It's not because of anything. It's just because I see myself as a fusion of both generations.
Okay.
So I like to refer to myself as something that I invented, a Zillennial.
That's nice.
A Zillennial because
that's genius.
I have traits of the older generation, the generation before us, and our generation, and I've been able to fuse that together in my personality. So I sometimes say Gen Z, I'm not really Gen Z, but sometimes the Gen Z in me will take over.
Yeah.
I'm actually Gen Z in all sense of it, but I like to refer to myself. I like to identify as a Zillennial.
Okay. Basically, I have a question though. We've all agreed that Gen Z is a generation, it's the name of a generation.
Yeah.
Does it come with an attitude?
Not an attitude per se. I think that it's just experiences that have formed people's personality. So why I say a fusion of both generation personality. Now, a millennial sometimes will do things a certain way because of their experience and how it has been for them. And Gen Z with our go-getter and how we want to work smart and not hard. There are two different personalities that I fuse together and say, okay, I identify as a Zillennial. That's the same way I am born a Gen Z, but I identify as a Zillennial. If you know what I did here.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so I feel one of the reasons why you identify as a Zillennial is probably because of how you were brought up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I mean, African parents majorly, they tend to treat us the way they were treated when they were little. So, by the time we've been impacted with such, trainings and all, it's static, yes, that you must portray characters of the old people and then, generally, generations.
You
portray characters
she has
of the
something to say.
generations.
Anytime you say,
No,
okay.
Let me dive before you
Okay.
Okay.
So one of the facts that about Gen Z is that, number one, like she said earlier, we are go-getters, go-setters, go-getters. We set our goals and we make sure that the particular goals we've set, we make sure that we meet them. We make sure that we get those goals.
Yeah.
Yes, and another second thing is that we don't agree for anybody. Guy,
no, it's not even this year's motto for it has been.
It's not about the motto. We know they agree for anybody, right? There's one particular saying that what's an elderly person sits down and have seen the future, something like that. We will climb the
what an elderly person sees while sitting down. If a young person climbs the tallest tree, they cannot see.
We will use drone. We are tech service, please. We will use drone and we'll see.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. But one thing I'd like to add is that now why the millennials and like other older generations see us as kind of spoiled is because of how some people have used the Gen Z thing to be negative. Like in our own generation as well. Like the Gen Z excuse, they use it to be, no, I don't want to use, for lack of a better word, they use it to be don't let me say useless, but that's the thing that comes to my head. To be negative in like all sense of it. They'll say, "Oh, I'm Gen Z."
I'm lazy. I'm Gen Z. I'm nonchalant. I'm Gen Z. I don't want to watch the
That's
play.
how they'll also use it to be rude as well. In some cases, so I'm Gen Z. I always speak out, and like in the process of also trying to voice out their opinion, they end up being rude. And I think that's one of the reasons that people see Gen Z as I'm not so bad here. That's false children. As well and all. But in truth, we're not spoiled.
You're not spoiled, please.
We're Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z.
And Gen Z is sweet. I mean, sometimes you want to be like us, it's fine. You can join us sometimes.
The funny thing, they actually want to be like us.
Exactly.
In sense of fashion.
We can give them Millennial Z. If you can come and join us.
Let's not do. Sense of fashion, they actually want to be like us.
Yeah, not even only sense of fashion. Like I think in almost all the things. With millennials, some millennials like how Gen Z speak up. Like some things that Gen Z would not take. A millennial back then would not be able to speak up because of like things or what people say. But now we Gen Z, we will tell you exactly how it is.
It's giving Gen Z because what is the papa? We know Senji is no. What's the papa? Before they start insulting us like this.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just read through some comments and you also tell us what you think about it. So some people shared the fact that they think about Gen Z. So somebody says